Hi everyone, this is Lee. Did you know that only around about 8% of people who actually achieve their goals? And you're probably thinking, why is that? It's really interesting around goal setting because I think most of us understand about goal setting, but I'm talking from a entrepreneur's perspective here. The piece that's often missing with the entrepreneur is the accountability. So many entrepreneurs, they work for themselves, especially solo entrepreneurs, and there's no accountability factor there as well. And sometimes what happens is we set goals in our business, but there's hidden underlining subconscious beliefs that actually prevent us from moving forward. And they're sneaky beliefs and they can hold us back, such as procrastination or having to learn more, anything to stay within in our comfort zone. But when we're achieving goals, one thing that's really important is having an emotional attachment to your goal. And that reminds me of a time when I first started my coaching practice back in 2001. And I had a client come to me and we were talking about goals. And of course, when I coach someone around a goal, I want to make sure that they're emotionally attached to their goal, that they're not doing it under obligation or for other reasons or for other people and things like that as well. So during the process, I was going through a 48 question to see around is this a true goal for my client? And obviously, as a coach, I'm watching the non-verbal language as well and the tonality, and really seeing if it sounded congruent to me. If she could convince me that it was an important goal for her. And it was really interesting. As I was going through that process, I started to notice that she was getting very irritated. And then what happened towards, the halfway through the session, she stood up and she said, you don't always have to have passion around your goals. And she got really defensive and she stormed out. And of course, as a new coach back in 2001, I was devastated. I didn't know what I was doing wrong. I followed everything I was taught because not only had I completed one coaching program, I've actually qualified in four different coaching programs because I always thought I didn't know enough. And that's something that I recognize that can hold me back. Anyway, about 6 months later, I get this phone call from the same girl, the client. I hadn't heard from her for 6 months. And of course, I was excited to hear from her because I generally care about my clients and wanted to know what happened in that session. And she actually had a conversation with me and she said what happened was that she was doing the goal under obligation for her father and it wasn't really a goal at all. And I had pushed her triggers by asking so many questions and she reacted. However, at the end of the conversation, she had gratitude towards me and said that the coaching conversation that we had, allowed her to gain some insights and realize that this wasn't an important goal for her at all. So she didn't waste her time and she got more clarity around that as well. So when we look at goal setting, it must have aligned with your values. It has to be part of your core vision. And what happens is, I was saying, often you hear all these, different reasons why people don't achieve goals. And often we hear all these lot of reasons why people stay in their comfort zone as well, such as an entrepreneur will quite often, if they don't want to put themselves out there on social media or out into the communities, often what they'll do is they'll do everything except do that one strategy or that one technique which actually can make them feel vulnerable. And vulnerability is what holds us back and protects us. And such as if you're doing a Facebook Live, like I'm doing at the moment, there's going to be some people who may judge you or whatever, but there's other people too who are your people who are going to be rallied around you as well. So quite often, what we do is we sit back in development mode and we use justification excuses as to why we don't get out there and be seen and be heard and become visible, because it doesn't matter how good you are at your skill. If no one knows about you and you're not prepared to take a risk and put yourself out there, then you're not going to get any clients and your business is going to stagnate. Now, I want to explain to you a little bit now about how you can start to know if your goal, if there's hidden unconscious beliefs around your goal. So if you write your goal down and you look at it, and straight away you start having thoughts in your head about that goal, and then that will trigger some feelings that you're going to have as well. So those feelings could be excitement, they can be nervousness, they can be big worry, they could be doubt or whatever. Those feelings will start rising up to your conscious mind. But we want to go down to the true root of the cause. We want to go right down to what's really going. So it's a really great idea that if you start feeling those feelings around your goals that you're setting, to actually journal what's lying under, what's lying under that feeling. So say, for example, if I'm feeling worried or I'm feeling nervous or something like that, what's lying under that? I ask myself, why? Why am I feeling nervous? Why am I worried? And I ask myself that question, and whatever pops into my head, I write that down. So I may look at my goal and my feeling of being nervousness or worry comes up. And then I say, well, why am I nervous or worried? This comes up. And then my subconscious mind will start to come up with the answers. And I may respond, for example, that I'm worried that I may make a mistake, for example, right? That could be just an example. And then you have to go deeper and you ask yourself is why am I worried about making mistakes? And then I sit back, so I go, well, maybe I don't think I'm good enough, or maybe I'm afraid that if I make a mistake that I'm going to lose reputation or credibility with my audience. And then you ask yourself, why? Why is it an issue if you worry about losing reputation, credibility, and why are you hanging on to perfection, for example? Because we all make mistakes, and that's part of learning as well. And with those mistakes, then we start to look at our learnings, because self-awareness, it doesn't stop us from making mistakes, but it definitely does help us to gain learnings around our mistakes and understand what's happening. So we need to uncover the reason why we're feeling this way around our specific goal. And then obviously once we uncover that and unpack that, then we have the ability to manage that, because it's not, I think to be honest with you, I think everyone in any level of their business has self-doubt when they step into an area that they're not comfortable with. It's normal. It's just part of human beings. But the entrepreneurs who are very successful, they don't allow that. They recognize that doubt very quickly because they have a strong level of self-awareness. And when they recognize that self-doubt very quickly, then they know how to manage it. So how they manage it is they may have some go-to people that they speak with. And those people that they speak with, they're aligned with them, and they try uplift them and try to help inspire them to keep moving. And that can be a mentor, that could be a community member, it could be family even, and friends or whatever, but it's someone who wants to uplift you and not put thoughts into your head that's actually limiting thoughts. So they're more empowering thoughts. And another way, when you're feeling those feelings and you acknowledge what's going on for you as well, is you have your go-to activities as well. So my go-to activity that I love is if I'm ever feeling overwhelmed, or I'm recognizing my thoughts are stopping me, I'm feeling overwhelmed or frustrated or worried, I actually go for a walk along the river, and I watch the water, and that's how I get more mindfulness in my life, as well as I get more clarity of what's going on as well. And it's also the third one is having more resources available for you as well, to be that type of mindset that you're a problem solver and you can actually search out and come up with the resources that's going to move you forward in your business as well. So there's 3 points I want you to start looking at when you're around goal setting, which may actually move the needle, because the reason why you want to do that is because you want to make more progress in your business a lot faster. So the first one is always start with your vision, start with the end in mind. So know and associate your values with your vision, and ask yourself those questions. Is this a powerful vision? Is this something that's going to move my business forward? The second one is really look at having a support team around you, having those support mentors or the community or someone that you can talk to, and they're not going to imprint limiting beliefs into the conversation. They're going to be your cheerleaders, and they're going to rally you, and they're going to keep moving you forward as well. And the third one is you need to uncover the real issue here. You need to ask those questions like a child would, like why? Why am I worried? Why am I worried about people judging me? Do I realize that really that not everyone is going to be my go-to people? Not everyone is going to agree with what I'm doing, and that's just life. And that's the excitement of having different personality types and different conversations around as well. So it's really important to look at that as well, because if you're not looking at that, then what will happen is you'll start to have your own limitations around you as well. And we want to move through that smash around. So I'm also running my coaching week that's coming up in, I think, about 10 days' time. And that's a whole week where I'll be spending time with you, and I'll be taking you through a topic around how can you attract the right audience within your business. So every single day we'll be spending some time, and you'll have workbooks and you'll have short videos. And also the people who are in my VIP area as well, you'll upgrade and you'll have implementation sessions every day with me where you work through the workbooks and you get hand holding and you ask the questions, because at the end of the week, the whole reason for the sessions is at the end of the week, you can then walk away with progress, knowing that everything is finished as well. So I hope you can make it to our coaching week. So there's the URL there. It's leestem.com at list building mastery. So jump on that URL, join me in coaching week. We're going to have a massive, massive, exciting time, and we're going to look at how can we create more progress with you, keeping it simple, and you'll be surprised at what you get up with as well. So one more time, just remember the summary of what I've just covered in the topic. To achieve your goals more, first start with the end in mind. Second, have your support people around you, your support team around you. And third, of course, it's uncovering those beliefs, seeing what they are, having strong self-awareness, and managing those so they don't hold you anymore. I look forward to seeing you at Coaching Week. Have an amazing time, and talk again very soon. Take care. Bye.